Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. Happy Thursday and welcome to my little cake shop. Indeed. Yes, and it's 8:30 UK time. I hope you're doing really well and ready for a spot of stitching. So today I'm stitching this piece, okay, and this is by Aimee Stewart and Little Cake Shop. And I've been working on this pattern for a few years now, probably close, maybe over 3 years, on and off, with, all the other projects that I'm juggling. So, yes, this is absolutely beautiful piece. Let me just show you the markup here, just in case you haven't seen this one, okay? Are you ready? There you go. Isn't it gorgeous? And, if I have to visualize a kind of a dream cake shop, bakery shop, this will be it. And it's just absolutely adorable. I felt like a child again every time I look at this piece and working on it. It's wherever you go on this piece, it's just explosions of really pretty colors. It's just a dream to stitch. And I know some of you are maybe working on the quick stitch version as well, or maybe the regular color version. So this one is actually max color. Okay, and let me show you my app here and just give you some idea where I am now. So here we go. Let me zoom out. So I started from upper left corner. And so this piece, this is what you're looking at is actually the third start. I actually had two start, but on a different version. I started off stitching this piece on a the quick stitch piece from Heaven and Earth, and I loved it so much and decided to go for the full version. And with the full version, I started from upper left, but it's a full version, so it's got the surrounding part of the artwork as well. So I've been stitching pretty much the ceiling and the walls for a little while. By a little while, I mean nearly 3 years. And finally, very recently, I've got to the cake area, because all the juicy bits, I have to say, well, every part of this piece is pretty juicy, but if we're talking about cakes and biscuits, okay, they are kind of at the center part and of the piece there. So it took me a little while to get there, but I think I have arrived. Currently, I'm here, okay? Look at this beautiful two-tier cake. I think that's what it looks like. And all sort of goodies on this little cabinet here. And yes, I'm really enjoying it. It's like stitching sweets, and it's really playful and really pretty with every single stitch. And let me show you the numbers currently, the stats. Okay, let me just remove the last session there for you, and no hints, okay? So every new session is a new start. And currently, in terms of progress, I'm just over 15%, which is not bad at all. If you look at my other pieces, not many pieces are over 10%, okay? And so this one is doing pretty well. And also it's a max color as well, and underneath, if you look down here, 238 colors. So just one color short of the maximum 240, which is max colors from Heaven and Earth. And so this was the first max color. Yes, this is the first max color piece I ever had, since I fell into the rabbit hole, the full coverage rabbit hole. And I remember the time I had to spend kitting up this piece. So let me start a new sprint, okay? Susan, I'm doing it. I'm creating the new sprint, okay? And so this is going to count every single stitch I am going to do for this session. And at the end of every stream, I share with you my handiwork and the stitch count as well. So This is really important. And let me come back here. And I want to say hello to all of you. Welcome back. And who have we got here? Yes, I'm so ready for a spot of stitching. And today has been, been running around. So I just had some food and settled down, and I cannot wait. So we have Rajal here and says, hello, Miss Yogi. Oh, that's so nice of you. Miss Yogi and everyone in chat, happy Stitching Thursday. Happy stitching to you as well, Rajal. And Sarah as well. We have a quote today. Sarah says, life is the most difficult exam. Most people fail because they try to copy others, the cheaters, okay? And not realizing each exam is different, has different problems. Indeed. Yes, be yourself. You are unique. And if you copy others at best, you are very good at copying. So be original, be yourself, and that's the best policy. Amazing, Sarah. Thank you so much. And Sarah is running a marathon very soon. Okay, we can talk about that a little bit later. It's on our Facebook group. And we also have Michelle. Michelle, is it Kafer? Michelle Kafer, welcome. And I think Michelle is a new member as well, just joined very recently. So really, really welcome. And we also have Kristen is here as well. Hello, hello. And Lona. Lona is going off for an appointment for physical therapy, I think. And I hope everything's going well. And you come back and join us for a spot of stitching. And Janelle is here as well. Hello, good morning, Australia. And great to see you. And I know Janelle is always here, but she's more of a sort of lurking in the background kind of a girl, and we love her. So how wonderful for you to say hello. And Marsha, sorry, Marsha is also from Australia, and yes, Marsha has started a quick stitch version, haven't you? Oh, I bet you love it. I don't know whether you are doing a max color or regular color, but this piece I think is going to be beautiful either way. And Samantha is also here as well. Samantha is one of those unique stitchers, that's stitching with us and then going to work. And so, a spot of relaxation with Yogi before going to work. And great to see you, Samantha. And Clara as well. Hello, hello. And who else have we got? Oh, lovely. Suzanne is here as well. And also Chrissy. Hello, Chrissy. And Chrissy is starting a sweet shop. Yes, okay. That reminds me, I have that as part of my web as well. It's one of my webs, and I will find a new way to work on it. I haven't given up at all. It's a beautiful piece. Very similar to this one in some way, isn't it? Really colorful. And Marilyn as well. Hello, hello. And who else have we got there? Susan. Susan's getting an air fryer. That's so sneaky. Susan, we were talking about air fryers the other day, didn't we? And probably gave Susan the inspiration and that final push to get one. Yes, it just seems everybody loves air fryers. I haven't got one. I have no clue. And I hope you enjoy your new gadget. And Mao Jia as well, welcome. And Jackie Turner is also here in the chat. And Chloe as well. And our lovely Michelle Fuller is also here. Reporting from work club. No problem. We're here with you, okay? We keep you company. And Grace Houston as well. And Grace is working on Winter Reading Nook, another favorite piece of mine from Aimee Stewart. And Jackie is also here. Hello, hello. And Solar Wind is back with us. And Sewing Tea as well. How nice to see you again. And Bess Williams from New Zealand. Hello, good morning. And Stargazer is also here. And Lizzie as well. Good to see you. And Lynn as well. And Walkaway Renee. And Betty Hankins is also here joining us. And Auntie Crazy has just joined the membership yesterday. Welcome. And Laura as well, waving at everybody. And Janine, yes, very good. Right here on time, full of class. And Kelly, quote, plus as well. And Kathy is also here. All my favorite people, all my favorite stitchers. And here we go. And I am ready to stitch this beautiful piece. Okay, so let me zoom in a little bit and get it ready. And of course, I'm going to give you the spec. Okay, so this is 25 count, 25 count. I'm using pre-gridded fabric, DMC fabric, and I'm stitching 1/1 with DMC threads, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Let me just turn this over here and zoom in a little bit more. So I am going to continue with these beautiful cakes. Of course, finally I have arrived on my little cakes here. So, you know, I want to continue to build the stitches around here. I'm doing sort of short distance cross country, so I'm not going wild. I want to focus this area and start building these cakes here and see where we go from here. I think, you know, I had a sneaky peek on the mock-up of this area. It's just gorgeous. It's like everywhere. I've got some blue, I think, flowers over here waiting for me as well. I might be able to get to those today. So here we go. Let me pick the first color, and guys, let me know what you're working on today with me. Okay, today is anything goes to Thursday. Okay, you can stitch whatever you want. Yesterday we had a great time with dimensions. I'm loving that piece so much. It's a different way of approaching a piece, very different from these ones. These ones, you know, full coverage, like this one, we focus on sort of stitching method in terms of where we take the stitches to. But with the dimension piece, you really have to think about individual pieces, stitches, and you know, making sure that they're do them accurately. Yesterday I made some mistakes, and I just need to be mindful, because that's kind of the soul of patterns like that, you know, combination of different stitches. Okay, then I'm gonna just pick the surrounding area, because those stitches have more, those colors have more stitches involved. So I'm gonna warm up these little hands a little bit, and you know, let's do it. I'm going to go for 3733. I'm starting with a beautiful, beautiful pink here. 3733. Let's have a look. Yes, I have one already threaded. And look at the color combination. It's just so playful. And let's have a look. And Lizzie, are you getting another Gecko Rouge? Which piece are you getting then? Lizzie, you already have the Bumblebee, haven't you? Are you working on that one? You can't keep buying the new ones without working on the ones you've already got. But how exciting, yes. So I am going to start here, and I've got my little cupcake needle minder here to keep me company. And here we go. So I'm gonna move from the top, and I just discovered that I can zoom in a little bit as well for you. Here we go. And the tension for my fabric is just perfect. And Chelsea Summers is here, and Nikki's here as well. Hello, great to see you. And Nikki's doing really well with her Maggie Le Messmaker piece. She's already started the back stitching. And that's how I'm going to do it as well. I am going to cross stitch and do whatever on the ground level, and apply back stitching or whatever it is on top as I move forward. Here we go. I'm starting to warm up and get my brain working. I mean, you know, with limitation, but I do my best. Suzanne says I'm also bought a new pattern today. I'm super excited. It's called Gamer Nouveau by Medusa Dough Maker. Wow, how exciting. Yes. And when are you going to work on a new pattern, I wonder? And Kelly says, I was stitching on Halloween night earlier. It was a fun stitch. Yes, it's Halloween all year long for Kelly. So the background area here, I just go back from time to time to fill in the background slowly. But I want to focus. I want to focus on my cakes, my goodies. And we have Heather House as well. Says, hello friends, happy Thursday, beautiful day on the island. Oh, which island is it, I wonder? My daffodil have bloomed. Spring has sprung, really, Heather. Lucky you. Our winter has just started not very long ago. Yes, wonderful. How nice. And Heather Turtle Stitcher is also here. Says, my yogi squat mark has shipped. Oh, wonderful. Amazing. I'm still waiting for mine, actually. I don't know. I need to check the status. Yes, how exciting. So Heather's got a yogi squat. Yes, we have merchandise now, okay, guys, for the channel. And you can find it under shops. And also I try to tag a couple of items under the stream as well, so you can find them easily. It's really good fun, and I hope you enjoy them. So Lizzie's getting Hatter by Amari. Is that the one with which one is it? The chocolate factory one. It's really famous. It's probably one of the most popular pieces from Gecko Rouge. It's very colorful. I think the face is very much based on who's that guy? You know that guy, Johnny Depp's. Is it that one? And Kristen says, I'm working on a self-made pixel stitch pattern for my friend who are getting married. I couldn't find any good wedding ones that were for lesbians. Oh, I see. So you're stitching one for them. That is very special. Let me just adjust my phone here. And I'd love to see that progress. It's always interesting when people chart images themselves. And let's have a look. Later, hello. Suzanne, for the new piece, she's considering 18 counts. I like 18 counts. My Maggie piece is on 18 counts. Just make sure your Ada is not as stiff as Nikki's, okay? I think she's injured. Hey, Mandy Moran. Oh, Janine has bought that kit. Okay, Janine says, I bought that cute rabbit, fruit, veggie, and bees picture. I know which one. I posted in the Facebook group. Usually take about 3 weeks for Painting Fairy to get to me, but excited to get it. How wonderful. Then I'll be able to see how you stitch that piece. Yes, that's the piece Janine has recommended for me to try. Because I've been talking about trying out stamp kits. I've never done it, because partially because I haven't found a pattern I like, and And Janine's recommended that one for me, but she's got that piece for herself as well, so I'll get to have a sneaky peek. All right, let me mark these ones, and maybe I can do a few more stitches to the side as well, might as well. Lynn says, oh, hello, Lynn. And Lynn says, Yogi, Nikki's Maggie looks great with the backstitch, makes such a difference. I know, because those patterns are charted very, very differently, Lynn. That's why I love working on dimensions kits, because, you know, with pieces like these ones, it's mostly, I think, it's charted pretty much like a sort of as truthful as much as possible to the original patterns, right? So all the color changes capture all the details. It's beautiful illustration, and it's wonderful. I love it. But with dimensions, I think in some way the dimensions chart probably takes more effort to do, because you know you literally have to understand what the artist is trying to achieve with, you know, the items in the foreground versus backgrounds, and which part to accentuate with different type of stitches. So it's an interpretation of the artist's work, and yeah, that's why that piece is so popular and timeless as well, and along with many other pieces. It's a very different kind of pattern, I think. Walk away, Whitney says, I'm working on Silent Night and Abraham Hunter chart from Artisy. Beautiful. It sounds a little bit Christmas themed. Lizzie says, yes, it's that Hatter. I love Johnny Depp's portrait of the Mad Hatter. I saw that movie actually. It's the only Chocolate Factory movies I've ever seen. The older ones I've never seen, but I did see the Johnny Depp's one. I think there's a newer one, remake-esque, by another actor, Timothy, whatever, Timothy. Can't remember his surname. Okay, 2. 1, 2. No. Let me see. Have I got it correctly? I think I'm going to park my stitches here. I don't want to wander too far away. Nikki says I'm recovering today from the hand injury, hand injuries, because due to the Ada 3733. All right then, let's have a look. I'm going to start building stitches here. There are quite a few ninja stitches. I'll go in to fill out little by little, so I don't get overwhelmed. But I would like to fill them out as I'm going forward. So, for instance, this one, there's 3 stitches, but they're all scattered in 3 different locations. So I'll probably have to start and stop 3 times. So here we go. 4, 3, 6. 4, 3, 6. Walkaway says, I went to my mammogram this morning and the machine they use was named Dimensions. I think it's probably quite a popular name for products. So there's 3 scattered stitches. I'm going to just fill in. And also, I mentioned yesterday, okay, so this Saturday, we're doing a double stream for everyone, and I'm going to do some demo on starting and ending stitches, okay. I'm going to just show you the ones I know, all the starting ending method that you can manage from the front, that I know of, that I've learned, and share that with you, and hopefully give you a few options. Maybe there are methods you've never seen before, and also it's a live stream, so if you have any methods that's unique that you learned, that's not on my list when I do it on Saturday, you know, just share it with me and I will try to do that. I'll try it out live with you, and you know, it's a learning process. And on top of that, I'm going to show you how to put my fabric on my hoops. Okay, so it sounds quite basic, but a lot of stitchers are wondering how to get the tension you know, really tight. And I'll show you my method. There are different ways of doing it. I think every stitcher is different. But I'll show you how I do it every day, because for me, you know, it's really important to have my fabric with good tension, because it's stitching experience as well. If my fabric is kind of saggy, I don't enjoy it. It just feels totally different. And so it's really important for me. And on top of that, I am going to show you how to put my hoop on my desktop embroidery stand. Okay, so quite a lot of you are probably interested in the stand I'm using, and but it can be slightly tricky to set up. So I'll show you how I do it, because I do it every day, so I kind of have certain way of doing it. So I'll be doing all that with you on Saturday. Okay, so I'm looking at maybe 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. UK time, so you need to convert it to your local time, and we do that, and after that we take a break and we do our Aimee saw together as well. Okay, so that's the plan for Saturday. And as for tomorrow, just in case some of you don't know already, Fridays, until further notice, okay, Fridays are going to be rest days. All right, so and Nikki is going to take over and do a stream for you every Friday, right, Nikki? Didn't you say yes to that? So, and so Fridays will be rest days, but Saturdays, you know, going forward, whenever we can, we do double stream. Okay, 436, 436. Because on Fridays I work late, and also, you know, just a little bit home time with Mr. Yogi. So, you know, it's all about balance. It's all about balance. Nikki. Yes, Nikki just, you know, just laughs and pretending that she didn't say it. She promised, didn't she? You all saw it. Okay, let me move down here. 3688, 3688. Let me double check the color here. 3688. That looks correct. Lynn says, Yogi, my stand has got funny name, Fanny. Which I thought was funny. The brand name for your stand is called Fanny. Oh, wow. Oh, lovely. Yes. I mean, sometimes they just come up with the most fetching names, don't they? Here we go. Let me see if I can zoom in even more for you so you can see the stitches nicely. Now I have the technology. Because these colors are just so pretty. It's nice to see them close up, doesn't it? Whoops. Hello, Lona. Welcome back. I hope everything went well. One, two, three, four, five. Janine says, I watched that Komari you talk about. I think she has that on double speed. Who can stitch that fast? Exactly. When I first saw her, when she was going just like this, I thought it was sped up. And I realized I was watching live. I know. I know. She's an alien for sure. Maybe I can send her gift her an alien mug, you know, from a merchandise. I think she deserves that. She's just so efficient and she can multitask pretty well. She would be talking at the same time, I think. And her hands just never stop. Her hands never stop. And the weird thing is, if I think about the way I'm stitching, if I observe the way I'm stitching, I'm doing exactly the same thing. Well, not quite exactly the same thing. I don't think I'm doing anything different comparing to people who stitch really fast. So I don't know what is making a person so much faster than others. I don't know. You know what I mean? Fundamentally, it's not like, you know, if you see the way I'm stitching, I'm not particularly clumsy, am I? Don't answer that, okay? Keep it to yourself. I don't think I'm particularly clumsy, but and you know, I have my one hand underneath, the other hand I'm doing two hand stitching, so it should be more efficient. So fundamentally, I'm not doing anything different, but people who stitch fast, they're just faster. I have no explanation. It's Twilight Zone situation. 3688, 3688. It's probably a little bit like, let me see, 3688. It's probably similar to running as well, because if you see people running, yeah, there are things you could kind of adjust and go, well, maybe if you, you know, position your body a certain way or whatever, land this way or that way. But fundamentally, people run in a very similar way, but some people just so much faster. It's a little bit like that. All right. So one of his mysteries. Okay, and let me see if I can fill in this area a little bit more as well. Oh, all these colors just so delicious. I love it. 3350. 3350. And I've only got 5 stitches here, so I've got really short bits here. Hi Joyce, great to see you. What are you stitching today? And Janine says, I do see her threads are short, so she doesn't have to pull threads very far. Exactly. I think she cut her threads quite short for 2 reasons. Okay, this is my analysis. Okay, could be wrong. But I think, first of all, is just like Janine says, you don't, when you pull a thread up, if it's really long, you have to bring your arm all the way up and then down again, and the other way, right, at the bottom as well. So that takes time, I presume. Okay, if you think about how many stitches you do, that could add up. But I think the other reason is the fact that her starting and ending methods, or or the lack of it, she probably doesn't want to waste the threads too much, because I have seen her, okay, I'm pretty sure I have seen her doing a single stitch, ninja stitch, using up an entire piece of her threads. Seriously, she just go up, because I kept going back to see if she tried to kind of save the thread for later use or whatever it is. But I have seen her sort of thread set up, stitching set up. There is nothing that I can see is there to save leftover pieces. You know what I mean? So if you look at my setup with my organizer, for instance, I have leftover pieces saved up, for later use, like this. Within Komari's setup, I cannot see one single thing that she does to keep her leftover thread. So I think even with single stitch, she will literally just go and do it and just leave the tail and walk away from it. It's breathtaking, isn't it? And so I think because she does that, so she doesn't want to, waste too much of her threads. So she's, she tried to cut them relatively short for efficiency, so her arms don't have to travel too far. But also, if she does have to do the ninja stitches, she's not wasting too much of her threads. That's my theory. And if you have others, come forward, discuss, okay? She's a mystery, I think. Hi, Chelsea. Good to see you. Let me take a sip of my coffee. What are you guys drinking? Your power drinks? It's coffee for me. Lona says, I watched Komari and speed stitch with her. No, Lona. And who won? Who got a trophy? Speed stitch. It's like trying to compete with Usain Bolt, just go, hey, maybe I can run a little bit faster. But it's worth trying. Sola says that makes Gemma faster than me too. She keeps her needles on her thread. I can't do that. Me either, Sola. I tried it. That's what she calls Gemma stitches, okay? She's the one that pioneered Gemma's method, clearly, and color flow as well. And she would do what she calls hot needles. And because she parks quite a lot, so she would keep certain threads threaded while she's stitching a certain area, and just dot the needles threaded underneath somewhere there, and not permanently, so she's not leaving the needles there. Once she's done with the session, she removes all the needles. But while she's working in an area, because she has to, the way her method works, you have to switch needles quite a lot, sort of threads quite a lot. And so, yeah, she keep those hot needles. I tried it. No, it just doesn't work for me. Everything tangled up. I keep stabbing myself with the needles. Oh, no. So I gave up on that one. But I suppose it's probably more efficient. I can imagine that. All right then, next one. I love these colors. I really, really do. Let me have a look. This one. Okay, this one's a little bit more pale. Let me see if I want to do that right now. Or maybe, let me just flip over. I'm going to do some, I'm going to move to this direction and maybe start doing the blue flowers a little bit if I could get there. So I want all my stitches are connected with each other. If you know, at least my starting point. Oh, quite a lot of confetti here. So let me have a look. Okay then. Let me see if I can move over for this one. All right. 3 stitches of green. That's quite pretty. 3, 3, 6, 4. 3, 3, 6, 4. Lynn says, Yogi, I watched the other lady. It's Gemma. Which Gemma? But to me, how could you enjoy that when she's not tidy and so fast? Do you mean Gemma stitches? Because you spell Gemma with J. Are we talking about the same Gemma? Or Gemma stitches Gemma? It's spelled with G. And you say she's not tidy and so fast. Is that a compliment? So please clarify which Gemma you're talking about. Alona says, your cake's looking really good. I know, they look delicious, don't they? Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Oh, yum. So I'm doing this one down here. 3 stitches. So fair amount of confetti. And I said this before, out of all my heaven and earth, all my patterns really, not just heaven and earth, all of my webs that I'm working on, this piece is probably most confetti one. Seriously, no joke. I don't know how the quick stitch is like, but I suppose if you do max colors, there's a fair amount of confetti. But it's part of the challenge, isn't it? And it's really beautiful. I mean, it's confetti even when I was stitching the wall area, because normally the background would be a little bit more easygoing. Not this one, not this one. 3, 3, 6, 4. Michelle Fuller says Komari stabs her needles in her fabric without really looking at it. Yeah, probably. I think she can probably look at the chat and just keep doing this. And Michelle says, I have to look, make sure I'm in the right spot, adjust and repeat. Exactly, because Michelle, you and me, we're normal people, okay? We're not aliens. At least I'm not. So yes, I think she's so, I don't know, maybe her fingers can read the fabric. But the thing is though, she only stitches 25 counts. I have not seen her stitching anything else other than the recent side quest. She did a couple of side quests with the stamp kits, maybe affiliation with stamp kit companies. But other than that, pretty much her main projects is 25 counts 3 and 3. She's got a whole entire huge roll of fabric like this, non-gridded, okay, 25 count non-gridded DMC fabric, and that's the only fabric count she stitches. And maybe because of that, she can literally, her body knows where you know, these corners are, so she doesn't have to look. Yes, I think she can probably do it with eyes closed. Wouldn't surprise me the slightest. 3778. 3778. I remember trying to kit up this project. So prior to this project, I only have one other Heaven and Earth full size, and that was Grandmom's Attic, I think. But that was 90 colors. There was regular colors, and I thought 90 colors was quite a lot. But when I decided to stitch this piece, I was just overwhelmed by how many colors I have to, you know, get in order to kit it up. And this was when I decided to get a full set. So 3778. Because up to that point, I was thinking, well, maybe I can just dabble a little bit, you know, and buy floss as I need. But very soon I realized that's not working out. 3778. Here we go. CSN Dread. Hello, hello. She says also, I'm presuming it's a she, okay? If it's a gentleman, let me know. And she says also, I don't think she fastens her threads. Okay, so this is this is what we've been talking about so many times. Yes, hang on, let me just highlight this. First of all, welcome. And also, so she said, also, I don't think she fastens her threads. I remember seeing her where she shows the back and the thread are loose and the centimeter or so long, longer than that, okay? Yes, exactly. So I presume you probably saw that video where she positioned the camera under her work and with her hand moving underneath her fabric. And she was meant to show her starting and ending method, or the lack of them. And that video disappeared. Have you noticed? If you go to her channel now, I've been trying to find it for ages. She removed that one. I don't know why, because I would love to, you know, watch that again. And yes, she does not start or end. She just leave a very long tail. And you know, just allow the thread to get caught up by other stitches. Exactly. That's what she does. Betty Hankins says, yes, from what I've seen, she throws the threads to the side. Yes, I think just leave the tail underneath, and probably much longer than 1 centimeter, but a few centimeters. I mean, she cuts her threads pretty short, but it really depends on how many stitches she does. She just allows everything else to just dangle. So so her back is very furry, very furry. And I don't think there's another person on the planet stitches like that for various reasons. You know, to waste so much thread is just heart attack material for me. And I think when she completes a piece, she actually, I don't know whether she trims the fur, because I suppose it might be necessary, because otherwise the back is going to be kind of uneven, isn't it? Let me just show you here. Lona says, I've seen Kamari just lay down a leftover piece and pick up and add it in. Doesn't label it. Doesn't label what? And pick it up. And she never parks. She doesn't park at all. So the only method, she only stitched on 25 counts, and the only method for her stitching is short distance cross country. That's it. She doesn't changes her methods in any shape or form. Very, very unique. Walkaway says Kamari's stitching could be Olympic sport. I know. I don't know how many people can compete with her. She might be on her own. And Kelly's got water with lime slices in. Very civilized. Oh, so Suzanne does hot needle sometimes. I tried. I just couldn't do it. I just keep stabbing myself and injure myself. So Lona, exactly. You can probably, you know, if you look at the stitching speed, maybe you can stitch as far as she can. But when it comes starting and ending, that's when you slow down, don't you? Because you have to do certain things. And where she doesn't, she just keeps moving forward. I think that makes a lot of difference. Lizzie is watching, drinking water as well. Ah, okay. So Lona, are you saying that Kamari actually remembers what color is what? Are you saying that she's not referring to the chart? Really? What makes you think? What makes you think that? I think she does look at charts. Oh, but then again, think about it, guys. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to think when she was stitching with paper patterns. Paper patterns, I presume, yes, if you have your thread organizers labeled properly, then that's okay. Okay, and there's one more stitch here. Walkaway says, Yogi, which company makes that pre-gridded fabric you're using? This one. I think this is DMC, no? Or maybe Zwega, whatever. Yes. Kind of quite generic ones that you get when you get gridded fabrics. Susan says, all these cakes, but no customers. But I've spotted a bike. Has Yogi just pulled up? Is there a bike? Hang on. I never noticed that. But then again, I try not to look too far away with the charts. I tend to focus on where I am. So it's a bit of a surprise. Where's the bicycle? Oh, in the background, of course, beyond the door. Yes, my bike is green. It's kind of grassy green. Yes, I never noticed that. There you go. There's a bicycle in the back. Yes, I just pulled up, okay? I'm the customer. Hey, Rachel. Hello. Solar Winds has got a conspiracy theory with Komari, okay? She so maybe she speeds the video up just a little bit. No, it's live. She stitches live. That's it. No, that's the actual speed, and she chats as well. It's a live stream, so it's not AI, okay? She's been stitching like this for years. Can you imagine if someone just speeds up the video just to impress the audience? 3778. Hi, busy mom. Lynn says, Yogi, Gemma Yogi Nikki is eating spinach for strength to soul Maggie. Who's eating spinach? And how do you know that? How do you know what Nikki's eating? Nikki, are you eating spinach? Are you Popeye? Here we go. Let me pick another color. Here we go. I love these colors so much. 3858. 3858. It's a brown, chocolate brown. Busy Mom's at home today. How wonderful. So you're able to stitch with us. Grace says, Yogi, I just watched the video of her with a camera under her project. Where is it? Grace, can you? Where is it? Is it on her channel still? Can you post it on our Facebook group? Because you probably can't post it on in the chat. You probably get blocked. But I've been looking for that video for ages because I remember seeing it a couple of years ago. And you know, I was so shocked. I fell on my chair. But I couldn't find it. Because I'm thinking about doing a watch party, you know, one of those Saturdays. And we can pull out videos from all the very unique stitchers. And I'll try to find clips, you know, that we could kind of highlights we can watch. And Komari will be one of them. I'd love to be able to watch that video together with you. It's very, very unique. Sola says, who are we talking about? It's Komari. Komari, her handle is Komari Hade something nowadays. I think she changes them a lot, so I can't keep up. Her channel name is different as well. She's changed it. Here. Let me see. CS Andre says, I admire that she gets her projects done the way she wants to. I'm picky about things, although I do live on the edge and sometimes only do a pin stitch, single pin stitch to start and end. Yes, exactly. I think what we can learn from her is just stitch the way you want it. Because even though perhaps there isn't another person on the planet has the courage to stitch the same way as she is for various reasons, but you know, she's completing work and this is the way she wants it, you know, wants to do it, and that's the way it should be. Exactly. That's why I follow her, because she's unique. Joy says, did you see the video where Komari gets a few finishes back from the framer? First very happy, but then she realized there's no more room to hang them. So sorry for her, because she completes so many pieces. She's got quite a few videos kind of showcasing the one she's finished. We're talking a showroom, you know, quantity there, like a gallery. You can literally have a gallery. So she gets, you know, she gets it done, and she frames them as well, which is remarkable because considering the space you need. I don't think she hangs all of them because they're quite large, some of them, but she frames them all, and which is, you know, quite nice. She's completed so many pieces that she actually runs out of space to hang them. I don't have that problem, okay? You will know. I don't have problem with running out of space for hanging my completed work. 3858. Grace says, I think she gets her threads ready ahead of time with needles attached and stitches away. Yes, I think the way she threads her needle is interesting. I wouldn't say the way she threads her needle is the fastest way, but she's so fast with everything else. And she get the needle threaded, and then pretty much she just starts, you know, making a cross. And once you do a cross, everything's kind of anchored, and she just keeps going. All right, so Sola says if there's this orange line along the edges and Zwega, it probably is. It probably is. Hi, Maddie Nido. Chelsea says, Chelsea says, I often listen to you on double speed to catch up. So do I talk in really high pitch because I'm kind of a Barry White in the stitching world? Do I start sounding like, I don't know, Donald Duck, double speed? I can't listen to people, you know, like beyond normal speed. It kind of messes up with my brain. I have to listen to people just talk normally. So when you double the speed I talk, you also double the speed I stitch. Amazing. So in Chelsea's world, I'm actually really fast stitcher, aren't I? 326. 326. So let me have a look. Let me zoom in a little bit with this one. Maybe too much. Grace Hudson says, I posted a link. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. How did you find it? I've been browsing her video section for ages. I could not I could not. I'll keep that one, okay, on my list. And when we do a watch party, we'll watch together and be stunned together. Thank you so much, Grace. Let me do these ones. Because she does kind of move things around a lot. I mean, she keep changing the channel names. I don't know why. She keeps rebranding herself. She doesn't have to. She's known as Komari. That's the best one. Two. Hang on, let me mark these ones first. Hello, Adri. Hello, welcome. Solar, just look at the chat. So it's spelled as Komari. If you just type in Komari and cross stitching, you should find her. Her channel name is different now, but you should be able to find her. Chelsea says, you sound fine fast, but I can catch everything. Normally I listen to podcasts 1.5 times. Wow, I can't do that. I have to listen to people talking normal speed. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Yes, so that's her handle for her channel. I'm really happy the video is still there. Maybe just named under different titles, so I couldn't find it. Walkaway says, a few years ago, I had all my work framed, even old kits that I have completed as a teenager and other ones my mom had done. My walls are alive with memories now. That's lovely. If you actually take the trouble to frame everything, I think they're even more interesting than photos because it's so tactile. You know, if you have a piece that's stitched by your mom, it means your mom is working through those stitches, every single stitch on that piece. The only thing I have, issue I have with framing is the fact that because stitching, you know, stitch pieces are so personal, by framing the piece, it means you can never touch those stitches again unless you unframe it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to kind of almost touch the stitches if I can. It's probably not the best policy with defeats the purpose of framing, but I kind of, you know, I feel a little bit sad with that barrier of the glass. But I suppose it's more protective. All right. And I want to work my way over there. Let me have a look. I'm trying to avoid air stitching, you can tell. I'm doing my best because over here, I'm very tempted to work over here, but it's very, very pale colors. You can tell that I'm trying to escape from it. All right then, I'm gonna do this one. Lovely red, burgundy, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. No spooky bingo so far. 3, 2, 1. Let's see who is going to be the first lucky spooky bingo person today. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Suzanne says, I'm having the first Fat Tuesday bun. What is that? I thought I read it incorrectly. What's Fat Tuesday bun? I'm learning so much with these streams, you know. Okay. Grace says, the one I posted was from 5 years ago. Yes, it was quite a few years ago, yes. I don't know when it was filmed, but when I saw it, it was probably 3 years ago, 2, 3 years ago. Yes. If it's the one that she's showing starting and ending, then that's the correct one. Chelsea says, I struggle with slow speakers, especially if it's information rather than conversation. You speak at a good speed for me. I was about to ask, and am I slower? You know I'm a slow stitcher, okay? Am I a slow speaker? I'm kind of the opposite. If people speak really fast, I get very, very nervous. I'm just thinking, why? I like people who kind of just speak, well, not super slow. Obviously, if someone just really, really slow, then that's a different thing. But just someone who's taking the time to talk. There's no need to rush. And also, have you noticed, there's some videos, they cut off the spaces in between pauses, between sentences. So they edit the videos that way. I run away from those type of videos like the play. Seriously, it just doing my head in. It's very odd to listen to people talking without pauses of any kind in between. And they edit it this way to try to, maybe they're worried that people are gonna just walk away if you if you pause for 1 second. Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm terrified of that kind of videos. You know, they talk really fast, so I don't know whether they speed up the speech by default, but they will cut off any kind of stops and pauses in between sentences and just go chop, chop, chop. I can't do it. I think it's probably not great for your mental health to watch that kind of content, because that's not normal. Suzanne says, Stitching Masterpieces said she stopped framing hers. She probably has quite a lot of pieces. I just find framing is almost saying goodbye to your piece, isn't it? Because you can, most likely, you're not going to touch the piece again, unless you take it off the frame, the frames, which people probably tend not to do. So I'd rather be able to keep it somewhere that's not framed and I'm able to look at it, you know, and touch it. Kristen says, I always have a debate on whether I want to frame with or without the glass. I'm the same way and want to touch it. Yes, I suppose you can frame it. You can frame them without the glass. Maybe that's the happy medium there. So you can hang it on the wall, but you can still touch it because that's, you know, that's part of everything, your DNA and everything. If it's stitched by your mom's DNA is on the piece. And I don't want to lose that. I don't want to, you know, be permanently separated from that. Walkaway says, I had 2 large pieces framed with no glass. Okay, that's quite nice then. So yes, I think you have the option for that. And to be honest, if you keep it on a wall nicely, it's unlikely, you know, maybe it's going to collect dust a little bit, just give it a light dusting. It's perfectly fine, because it's alive, isn't it? It's stitched by human hands, stitch by stitch. It's got soul in it. And you don't want to frame it, keep it, you know, inside, behind a glass. Joyce is asking, Joyce has a question. She says, I was looking for a video from Teresa Little Stitcher where she shows the start in a corner of the very first stitch. Oh, I don't know. So maybe someone can help. Okay, let me pick the next color. I actually have no idea what this is, but something's happening. I try not to look at the markup, so I can be surprised. All right then, I have to do a tiny bit of air stitching, okay? I can't really get away from it. Eventually I have to do it. 3770. 3770. And maybe I can zoom in a little bit more here so you can see, because it's just over there. Because otherwise it looks invisible. Okay. Suzanne says it's a cardamom bun with almond paste with whipped cream in between. Wow, it's very Swedish. So it's called fat bun. Not fat bombs, fat buns. Cardamom. I do like cardamom. With my curry though. That's very interesting. air stitching coming. Susan says I listen to audiobooks on faster speed. I get very nervous when people start to talk really fast. Lizzie says, I don't like the speedy videos either. I much prefer people taking their time. I tend to go to other routes and watch a lot of ASMR videos. Yes, I think, you know, the fact that you have to speed something up, I don't know. I think maybe there's a reason. If the mind cannot wait, you tend to want to skip forward with things. And I'm the opposite. I'm trying to slow down. And not so much, if someone's talking really slow, it's not so much about the speed, it's the content, isn't it? If someone just, you know, kind of just drone on, well, you can talk really fast, but completely empty at the same time, then I wouldn't be able to listen to you. But, you know, if someone just being thoughtful, and just taking time, just normal human speed, you know. And I'm in no hurry. Sola says, back in the late 90s, it was a thing for everyone to talk really, really fast. When I would go shopping, the salespeople would talk so fast they didn't finish the words in the sentences. Why? Really? In the 90s? Why would they just start talking really fast? Even just like normal speech. That's very odd. But I think, you know, those type of videos I was talking about where they chop off any pauses between sentences, I think the goal is it's probably out of insecurity, because they're worried if they ever pause for 1 second, you're going to realize they're talking rubbish, right? There's nothing interesting there, because if it's interesting, you would stop, you pay attention. But if you're just talking a load of nothing, you're probably so afraid that people are going to find out. So you wanted to keep going, chop, 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 and move forward and distract people from noticing that you're talking about nothing. Because otherwise, why would you even do that? For what purpose? Chelsea says, I get distracted by my own thoughts if people don't speak at a good rate. No pressure, Chelsea. Well, but that's precisely what I was talking about. If what you're listening to is fundamentally maybe not capturing your attention fully, you just want to get through it for whatever reason, then perhaps, you probably get a little bit impatient if they don't just speed up, because it's mean to an end. But if you enjoy the speech itself, then there's no need to speed forward, because it's not a mean to an end. The speech itself is enjoyable. All right, I made it. I made it with this color. So pale. There you go, 3770. Samantha, it's the same. Yes. I'm trying to slow down, not speeding up. Walkaway says, I like to hang my pieces where the sunlight won't be shining on them, though. Sun damage over the years can destroy textiles. Walkaway, we don't have problem here in the UK, okay? We don't have the sunlight. I'm kidding. Yes, that's a good point, because it can be discolored if you hang it somewhere there's strong sunlight. If you're so lucky that you have, you know, sunlight so strong, it's going to destroy your cross-stitching piece. Then you want to place it somewhere that it's more shaded, isn't it? 3047. But the thing is, though, if you think about it, the way I look at it is that nothing lasts forever, right? Everything has a lifespan. And it's a quality of that experience. So it's a little bit like when people buy a smartphone, for instance. In fact, my current phone is the only time I'm ever putting on a sort of phone case, because prior to that, I had iPhones through and through since iPhone came out. I never put on any sort of cases and everything. Let me just get this color first. 3047. 3047. And because, you know, they put in so much effort to make something a little bit slimmer and a little bit more slicker. And lo and behold, a lot of people just put really heavy cases over them. My heart used to bleed when I see that. But now I have no choice, because my front and back of this model, they cracked, so I have to put on the cases. But the point I'm trying to make is recognizing, for me anyway, it's kind of a life practice, isn't it? Is knowing nothing lasts forever, and things are going to wear off, and things are going to disappear, and whatever I have right now is not really mine. It's only mine temporary, you know, for a short period of time. So it's the balance between and have that maximum enjoyable experience having that object or whatever it is, you know. So take your stitch piece, for instance. Yes, we want to protect it, but at the same time, if you're losing that contact with it, let's say if you put it behind glasses, you can, you know, they probably last for much longer and protect it. But in the meantime, you know, you have that barrier between you and that piece, and versus if you don't, yes, maybe it's going to wear off, the color is going to fade a little bit more quick, you know, a bit faster, but you're enjoying, you're having that contact with that piece for that period of time, you know, however long that is. So it's a choice between these two. And where's the balance? It's up to you. Janine says, Yogi, and I'll never be able to hang anything since never finish anything. Janine, you and me both, okay? Because we're talking about people running out of space for the war. And I don't have that problem, Janine. My wall is quite free. Plenty of space. I know. Auntie Crazy says Yogi's whip collection is impressive. Really? Do you think so, Auntie? Are you talking about this Yogi? Yes, I do have a whip collection, just not finished, pieces collection. But as far as whip goes, I think I love every single piece I have. So I like to think they're impressive in their own way. Thank you so much. Hi, Alison. Alison Rennie is here. And she says, I've been lurking, been getting over a migraine. And my older cat has been sick all day. So vet tomorrow. And I've been catching up on Call the Midlife. Call a midwife. Oh, it's a program, is it? And in between, mop ups. Oh, busy. Yes. So no stitching at the moment. And sending my love to your little doggy. Oh, sorry, kitty. And hope your headache, your migraine is getting better. One, two. Have we got a new joiner in the chat? Have I missed somebody? I have a feeling. All right, I'm going to end this stitch over here. Three zero 4 8 3048. Lynn says the worst talker I think is Sylvester Stallone. Could never get what he says. I don't know. I can't remember. Yes, he's got interesting way of talking, isn't it? If I can put it that way. I don't think he talks that much. I'm sure he does, okay? For functional purposes. Let me have a look. It's a very pretty color. 601. 601. Grace Hudson says, I'm working on staying in the moment because I have a hard time staying there. Where? And when I'm stitching, I'm always thinking I need to get up and do something else. Yes, it's a mind structure, isn't it? It's about we're constantly feeling that we should be doing something else rather than here. And I suffer from that as well, particularly when I'm trying to get things done. I will be doing about 5 things at the same time. If I'm not sort of watching myself doing it, you know, a lot of times I kind of catch myself doing it, so I try to kind of do something about it. Otherwise, very often my mind would try to kind of, you know, fire off things simultaneously at the same time. So it's not unusual that I try to do like 5 things at the same time. So I'm very mindful about that, and try to kind of, you know, be where I am and be okay with it, and kind of focus on what I'm doing now rather than thinking what I should be doing. Because if you think about what you should be doing, your mind is in the future, and you keep thinking, I should be doing this, that, and the other. And so the mind starts to get distracted and never rest, you know. And that's why I love stitching and also yoga as well. These are the 2 things, and also running as well. Running is very meditative as well. So these are the things that kind of helps me to come back to the present moment, you know, because otherwise the mind could go so fast and so scattered. So when your mind is in that state, you're not really enjoying it, because you're just thinking that you should be somewhere else and doing something else and do it faster, you know, and because you feel resentful. Why am I still here? I need to speed everything up so I can get to the next moment. So you end up not being anywhere at all. And I'm trying to avoid that. Oh, hello. Jojo. Is it Jojo? Welcome. And Jojo says, hi Yogi, Joanne here from Canada, coming out of lurking. Well done, said Joanne. I'm new to YouTube, but hopefully certified in reverse sewing power tools. Well, clearly Joanne has been watching the replays, you know, or the streams. Love the content and the community. Welcome, Joanne. Yes, the power tools, you know. Yes, you need to, you know, join the training in order to reverse stitching and use the powerful power tools responsibly, you know. Safety first, Joanne, okay? Welcome to the chat. Well done. Yes, just like yogi moves, you know, you need to do stretches and warm up, daily practice before you do a yogi move. Otherwise, you know, it's just safety first, okay? Safety first. Okay, a few more stitches on the right here. Janine says, I like being a slow stitcher too. I don't cross stitch to give myself more stress. Exactly, Janine. You've got it. You've got it. Because if you're feeling frustrated because you don't feel you're stitching fast enough, you're kind of missing the point, isn't it, Janine? Right? You know, it's a hobby. And the thing is, I try to apply the way I approach my hobbies to my work as well. So you know, I don't get caught up in the mindset that I have to keep rushing forward and do whatever. Because you're probably not going to enjoy the experience, and also the end result is probably not going to be very good. Sarah says, I'm not a fan of multitasking. I believe in diminishes the quality of what you're doing. Better to focus and be at the moment. Exactly, Sarah. That's the life lesson for me as well. Because my mind tends to kind of just, you know, wander off five, you know, branches at a time. It's kind of default position, and maybe I'm just built this way. But I'm trying to train my mind to not do that as much, to kind of keep it under control. And I do that by, you know, by being mindful. And the mindfulness is coming from, you know, doing yoga and also stitching as well. And I take the lesson that I learn from here and apply it to other aspects of my life. But I think noticing that you're doing it is the first step, isn't it? If you're not even aware that you're racing so fast that you're not really enjoying, you know, being in the present moment, then nothing you can do to fix it, because you don't even know that you're doing it. But noticing it is the first thing. Sola says I'm naturally slow. Me too, me too. I think that's why, that's why, you know, we like to stitch together. Because imagine, if you're one of the speed stitchers, you just like watching someone like Komari. And I think Komari looks very relaxed as well, even though she stitches really fast. But I think if speed stitching is the goal, it probably makes me really nervous as well watching it. Because it's almost like watching, you know, racing sports, which I don't enjoy. It gets me nervous. I watch people stitching because I like that energy of, you know, just being so at the moment, so enjoying something that someone is doing. Not because, you know, you can stitch this fast or that fast. Here we go. 601, going back. 601. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Suzanne says it's really interesting though. I still relax easily while listening to my audio and a little bit faster. It really depends on the narrator. Some of them I have to speed up a lot more. Yes, I think I would never speed up a speech either. If it's so slow and not enjoyable, I just don't listen to them. But my issue with speeding up speech is the fact that it's no longer the person's voice. You know what I mean? So if I'm listening to someone speaking, that voice is not truly that person's voice, then what am I listening to? And I have trouble with that, with my mind. It just doesn't feel real anymore. So if someone's, you know, certain way of speaking that I don't enjoy it, then I just don't listen to the person. I will not speed it up or slow it down. All right, next one. This is looking so pretty, even though I don't know what's going on down here. Let me just bring on, yes, the blue flowers kind of around here on the right there. I'll try to get to it. Okay. Oh, here we go. The blue flowers. Okay, A26. 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 Beautiful. I'm going to start from here. Hi, Anna. Anna Jamels says, hello, Yogi and chat. Good evening. Good evening to you. And Guy Lane is here as well. Hello, hello. Janine says, and if I cross stitch too much or too fast, my thumbs knuckles hurt. It's weird. No, Janine, that's perfectly normal. It's your body telling you you're overdoing it. It's perfect. So your body is warning you and go, you need to take a rest. Slow down. Okay, let me come up here. Walkaway says our stitchers are different breed. I like a horse of different color. My non-stitching friends do not understand my love for needles and floss. I think we should sell my cross stitch. Yes, but even within the whole embroidery and cross stitching genre, full coverage is pretty niche, isn't it? We're talking about much smaller group of people comparing to the larger cross stitching or embroidery community that enjoy this type of stitching. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I mean, I have to say, prior to COVID, I didn't know this form of stitching even existed. So I kind of just, happened to come across it because I got a stitching kit that was full coverage. But I didn't know that was what it was. I just knew that, it was charted slightly differently. It was a large piece. And I did not realize it was fundamentally very different comparing to, other patterns I've done before. So even within the cross-stitching circle, we are a much smaller group. Well, I don't know, really. It's kind of niche even within cross-stitching. So I can imagine if they don't even cross-stitch or do any kind of stitching, it's probably quite an alien activity. Lynn says, Yogi, I love to listen to Adele singing Love It. I also my Salvation Army music. Right, yes, if you have music that you love, the voice you love, that's very similar to what I said about speech. If you have a musician you love listening to, you will never even dream of speeding it up, changing the speed, right? Because you're there for it. And that's how I approach people speaking as well. If I don't enjoy, the speech itself, I just don't listen to it. but people who I enjoy kind of listening to, I want to enjoy the normal speed, you know, in its original form. Anna says, I got distracted if someone talks slow, so I always ask if someone can speed a little faster because my interests fly away and I have out my head. Right, so so Anna, you will literally ask someone to talk a little bit faster. Just say, can you talk a little bit faster because you're boring me. Oh, no pressure. You know, if you're talking to Anna and, you know, she start to look like slightly spaced out, speed up, okay, with the speech. I think for me, it's more about the content of someone saying. Someone can talk really fast, but completely empty. That's my problem. You know, word salad, it's no. So I'm stitching the blue flowers on the right there. And 2 more stitches here. I don't know whether you guys have ever listened to Eckhart Tolle. He's a kind of he's a German, and he wrote a couple of books. One was called The New Earth, and also I'm trying to think of the other one. So it's really interesting the way he talks. So he holds kind of sort of workshops quite a lot, and you can probably watch him on his YouTube channel as well. He's got this thing I found quite remarkable. So first of all, you have to find the content of what he's saying interesting to want to listen to him, which I do. But he would talk sort of real time, obviously, and his videos are never edited. But he's got this thing that sometimes when he talks and you ask him a question, or maybe he's kind of processing his own thoughts, there will be moments he will literally go completely quiet. He will go completely quiet, and most of the times, you know, we kind of perceive that as someone who kind of not knowing what to say. But for him, he's kind of just receiving, you know, in his own thoughts and his own world, and until the next thoughts come through, he was happy to just sit there, just be completely quiet, which I found remarkable. And it kind of requires courage as well, because majority of you, a lot of us, you probably notice the people around us, that when they're trying to think of something to say, they start to make noises with their mouths. They go da 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 da, or try to fill in some sort of noise, or go, you know, you've seen people like that. They're trying to think of something, and but in the meantime, they're so uncomfortable about the fact that they have to think, you know, spend time thinking about the thing that they're trying to think of. They have to make noises with their body, with their mouths, with noises in order to fill in the gaps. And I think that's very interesting, that when you come across someone who doesn't feel the need to do that. And it's someone who's just totally comfortable with the fact that this is just, this is the time I need to process my thought, and please wait. That takes a lot of courage. Lizzie, yes, I think that's quite normal, actually. There's nothing fundamentally wrong about that. Most people probably feel like they felt apologetic, when you have to keep someone waiting for you in order for you to remember something, and we start to try to fill in the kind of silence in order to disguise that we don't know what to say just yet, and but that's a very I think that's kind of a life practice for me as well. Is to feel like, I don't need to apologize that I need to stay quiet for a bit to do whatever. Maybe I don't feel like saying anything. Maybe I have nothing to say. Maybe I'm trying to take some time to process my thought, and not to feel that I need to apologize for it, because it's perfectly normal. It's normal thing to do. Anna says, but I like to watch like historical stuff that they speak slow, but different. I think I can watch it all day without getting bored. Yes, because you are interested in what, you like the content. So I think ultimately it's the content. If the content does not grab your interest completely, you want to speed forward and just get over it. And so you're not really enjoying the process of the person speaking to you. You just want information. That's very different. But if you enjoy the process as well, you just flow with it. If they need to take time, it takes time. Grace says some people are not comfortable with quiet. I think majority of people are not comfortable with quiet. I talked about this before. When I started teaching yoga, their studios, they actually made it a policy, mandatory, for yoga teachers to play background music for the classes. And I walked in, I just didn't understand it. And I said, well, is that an option, or do I have to do it? And they go, you have to do it. If you want to teach it, you have to do it. And I started teaching, and I never for once, not a single class ever, I probably taught like, I don't know, maybe thousands of classes. Never for one class that I play music, because fundamentally it doesn't make sense. All they're trying to do is to disguise, to hide the fact that it's quiet. It's okay. You walk in the studio, it's quiet, perfect, because we're drowned with so much noises every single day and thoughts. How nice to have some peace and quiet. But for them, they do not trust you. They do not trust you to stay with silence. They want to fill in the gaps, just in case you think, oh no, I come to this studio and I have to be quiet. But I never ever have any problem. No one ever come to me and go, Yogi, can you play some music, please? Zero person ever say that. And in fact, some of them come forward and thank me for not playing arbitrary music at the background. It's so annoying. 798. Music can be part of yoga, but not background music. That's not It has nothing to do with yoga. Hi, Ring. Betty says I'm not. When with a grip, I'm a quiet person, but we'll start topic. Let's step back and listen. Yes, because if you feel comfortable with your own being and, you know, not feeling like if you don't speak, you don't exist. And I think that's what drives people to want to keep making noises all the time. And I'm not saying that's unusual. I think that's probably more common than not. But it's about knowing that's what's happening and understand, you know, there's no need to feel uncomfortable. If you need to take some time, or maybe you just have nothing to say, it's perfectly fine. Moja has a question. She says, has anyone stitched 25, 28 count black fabric 1/1? How difficult is it? Oh, good question. I have no experience stitching on black fabric. So let me just bring on the question here. Maybe some people can shed some light. I don't think I have a stitch on dark fabric before. I think I'm going to end this color. I don't want to travel too far. Seven, 9, 8. Seven, 9, 8. Samantha's off to work. Yes, have a great day. And Samantha says, I've got my daily stitching count 100 stitches on my Love Letter Chocolate shop by Aimee Stewart. Beautiful piece. And she said, looking forward to Saturday because I don't have to work all day. Yes, Saturday we're going to hang out. We have double sessions, okay? So tomorrow we have rest day, but I'll see you, Samantha, on Saturday. Thank you so much. Yes, have a day night. Yes, thank you. Anna says, I have PTSD. So I love some noise. So I have not much to think about, to think and feel stuff. So I distract my head and body, feels unsafe when it's quiet. Yes, I think, you know, even without sort of special conditions, our mind tends to want to, you know, find distraction. And I'm totally with you. I'm not judging at all. I'm there. That's why it's a, you know, lifelong practice to constantly work on it. I have to work on it as well because I get distracted very easily as well. The next color is, so I'm in the blue zone here now. 518, 518. Okay, so I'm going to start from here. It's a whole bunch of blue flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grace Hassan says, I remember going to my first meditation session and I was asked to sit quietly with my thoughts. I wanted to jump out of my skin. I know, Grace, I'll share a secret with you. Even as a yoga teacher, practicing yoga for a long time, I find seated meditation quite challenging, very challenging for me. I remember having to go through training and workshop, and I remember thinking, oh dear, there's certain form of meditation I can do. There are different types of meditation, but if I'm just sitting quietly there, yes, mentally it can be challenging for me as well. But I kind of consider yoga as a moving meditation for me as well. And also when I'm stitching, in many ways, it's a form of meditation. Because meditation is not just about sitting there, not talking, and try not to think, Meditation, I think the goal is to bring you back to your present moment. So there can be other sort of activities. For me, running is one of them as well, that I'm totally in that moment, that I can just be here. So you're not alone. You're not alone. It's part of training up the mind, isn't it? Walkaway says, I think that background music is historically non-existent. It's sort of a modern world thing. Once radio TVs were invented, yes, just kind of a distraction to disguise the fact that there's not much happening or seemingly, they have to fill something in, because we kind of conditioned to think that there's something wrong with silence. If it's quiet, there's something wrong with it. So we try to remedy that with noises. And I think music is one of the things that we do. Kind of arbitrary music. I'm not saying nice music that's kind of enjoyable. Really just kind of, space filler. And I find that offensive, because you're forcing me to listen to something that has no meaning whatsoever. And you're forcing me to listen to it. I have no choice, because you can close the eyes if you don't want to look at something. But, if someone's playing music, it's very hard to not listen to it. So I think for me, that's a personal invasion. If you're playing music that has no purpose, no meaning, and just so that, just to hide the fact that there's silence, I take offense to that. Joy says, was just about to say that with the music as a fill-in, over news items on the radio, TV, that pounding, speedy beat, that can really get on my nerves. Yes, that's absolutely, normal for you to feel that, because they're trying to distract you from the fact that, ultimately, they're afraid that you're going to walk away. They think that if there's a moment of silence, you're going to notice that you're actually listening or watching, listening to or watching something that's not very interesting. They don't want you to notice that. So they want to constantly distract you, so you have no time to think. So think about that. Joyce is done on 28 count black even weave. That sounds very hardcore. bin the project, waste of time. Is there a good way of approaching it though? I suppose if the on black fabric, I presume the colors that you're stitching are probably lighter, right? Like air stitching type of colors. Oh, I think, yes, it's chocolate time, isn't it? Yes, I saw the comment and I totally forgot about it. I was distracted. Let's take a little break. Let's take a little break. Oh, this is so pretty. I love it. Let me switch back here so you can have a look what's happening here. Chocolate time, chocolate time. Guys, what are you snacking today? Me, being so unpredictable with my snacking. Okay, of course, it's going to be my chocolate button. And I'm running low, actually. I've got a few kind of still in chocolate shape, in button shape. Majority of it. A little broken. So today, as an exception, for special occasion like today, I'm going to take the whole one. I think there are only 2 whole ones left. The remaining ones are broken. Cheers. Lovely. Betty says, Santa Claus brought me a recording device when I was little. Very nice. That started my noise in the background noise before that I hummed. Yes, it's very, I say typical, that we want to fill in whatever, empty space we perceive there. But silence is the default position. Noise is the sort of thing on top of silence, but ultimately, fundamentally, it's supposed to be silent. Everything. The chocolate is melting in my hand. I'll take my coffee. And as Andrea says, I really enjoy hanging out and watching and reading the chat while I'm working. I'm going to go home and stitch myself now. Everyone has a great day, and great day to you. Great to have you. And you can always watch replays. We have a lot of replays on the channel there to keep you company later on. And good to have you. Solar Winds is having lime yogurt. Oh, controversial, guys. I was talking about sour flavors. Oh, no, actually, lime is fine with yogurt. I was talking about chocolate flavor yogurt, whether chocolate goes with yogurt, because yogurt is sour, That kind of flavor kind of doesn't work with, chocolate that well. Because chocolate is kind of a bitter, so... And we have a new joiner. Hello to Yogi Squad. So as Andret has joined the Yogi Squad. Welcome. Great choice, great choice. We'll see you soon. So Saturday we have double streams, okay? Welcome to the club. Lizzie says, I hate radio. 10 minutes of adverts. Songs are interrupted. Never play the whole DJ voices. Yes, I know. And also you probably noticed the radio DJs particularly sort of music channels. They talk so fast, and it's part of what I was talking about. They try to distract you from the fact it's just, you know, they're talking a load of rubbish, and ultimately they just want to play music and whatever it is, and maybe to sell you the music as well. So yes, it can be very, very. I don't think that's good for the mind, you know. If you listen to that kind of stuff all the time. I think speech, you know, content is mostly what I listen to. I don't even listen to music content. I don't think I do. You know, I'm very specific about the music I choose to listen to. So I don't want to listen to sort of people just playing random music. Yes, it's a little bit like chocolate sparkles. Yes. And Tracy is providing advice on stitching on black fabric. So I don't know what it looks like. A box light to sit under the stitching as you stitch. What does it look like? Is it just literally just a light box underneath? Hi, Lynn Rose says good evening, everyone. So what about music noise? Have you just joined in the discussion? And Lynn says, as someone that works with lots of beeping and loud noises, I help to relax a little bit. Otherwise, I hear it at home. Oh, I find playing background noise helps. So what would you categorize as background noise? Yogi? My background noise. Am I noise? Oh, seriously? Yes. No, I'm kidding. Yes, welcome to Yogi Squad. Yes, I think radio, you know, particularly music radio, ultimately, they try to push the music to you. So hopefully you're going to go out and buy the music. So it's kind of a kind of commercial. And of course, between music as well, there's more commercials, you know, adverts in between. So ultimately, it's all, the whole thing's a scam, radio, particularly music radio. Me switch back here. Let me just have one more chocolate before I resume. One more broken chocolate button. Yum. Janine says, ads on YouTube drives me crazy and I'm too cheap to pay for premium. Yes, I do have premium because I watch YouTube so much. So it's to do with the commercial structure, you know, of those platforms. And I think premium is a way to kind of slowly moving away from just having advert sort of sponsors. There's nothing they can do because YouTube, if they don't charge, either they get adverts, right? That's how they get money, or they get money from you, one way or the other, because, you know, it's not a free platform. You know, it takes money to run it. So people have to get paid if you think about it. And so one way or the other, they need to find a way to make profit in order to get the platform going. So either the money is coming from you as a member, is from premium, or you watch adverts, right? So one way or the other, your choice. Yes, but no one enjoys No one enjoys adverts. Walkaway says someone said they have PTSD though, and the silence is difficult. I understand that. Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of my conditions, you know, even without PTSD, we're kind of conditioned to be impatient. You know, we want things done. Everything is mean to an end. And so when you're in that state, we're not happy, are we? Because we just want to get over it. So it's about not, you know, try to come out of that state as much as we can. Here we go. 518, 518. Lizzie says premium's worth it for me as I prefer what is on YouTube to what's on normal telly. Yeah, same here. I don't think I ever watched, I probably haven't watched normal channels for maybe 10, 15 years. Seriously, I'm just not interested. And so I like to have a choice, you know, on what I watch and when I watch. TV is just so out of date with everything. So for me, yes, premium is totally worth it because I watch so much YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna continue with the blues. 799. 799. Walkaway says the chocolate makes my coffee taste even better. I know. They really complement each other, don't they? You know, you have a piece of chocolate and you take a sip of coffee. It's a heaven. It's totally heaven for me. And I happen to love both. So I really enjoy it. There we go. Jackie says, I'm so cheap. I even have ads on Netflix. Can you have... So Netflix, you do have to pay to watch, don't you? I didn't know there was a free version of Netflix. I thought Netflix, you have to pay by default before you can watch it. But you know, premium, not premium, the Video Prime, the Amazon Prime, they're being really, really cheeky because the whole point is that part of the Prime membership, which I have, because I get a lot of deliveries, you get the video content as well, majority of them, and or at least a kind of a selection of them. And now, even with, you know, movies that comes with Prime, they start to put in adverts as well. So you have to pay additional money to have ad-free version. I think that's so terrible because you're paying the membership and you still get adverts. That is so wrong. Hi, Bex. Bex says, good morning. Happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday already for Bex. So Joyce says we got premium. And Joyce says, I really think it should not be necessary to pay to not get something. Well, I think that the thing is, the platform is not free, right? Ultimately. So those people working at YouTube, they have to get paid as well. So who is paying them? It's either you or the commercial, the sponsors. It's it's not a mystery. It's a bit like TV channels as well. TV is fundamentally free to watch, but you get adverts because they have to get paid one way or the other. So the platform is not going to sustain itself magically. So that's all that is. So either the money is coming from you don't get adverts, you pay memberships, or you get adverts. That's it. Oh, Betty, yes, you can get PTSD through all sorts of events, not just wars. I think it was kind of recognized because of the veterans coming back from war zones, but that kind of, effect for the mind psychologically can happen, can be triggered through all sorts of, life events. Absolutely. Yes. And I'm sending love to you. Absolutely. Because it takes a long time to heal whatever, it was that one goes through. Beg says, if you like chocolate and coffee, then you need to try Tim Tam Slam. Oh, I have a feeling we're going to learn about a new snack from Australia. Tim Tam Slam. What a name. I'm trying to visualize it. I don't know. So I presume it probably involves chocolate and coffee at the same time. Oh, that doesn't sound bad at all. Um, Betty says direct TV has free content. Well, I think if you deconstruct any kind of content sort of platform, ultimately, if there are people working on the platform, someone has to get paid. So you have to think about where does the money come from. There are only a few options. Maybe there are sort of new ways of sponsoring a platform. Unless you're like BBC, they charge people TV license, in this country, to produce really, not very good content for their TV channel. And there's a different topic, but yeah, ultimately, if there are people working on something, they have to get paid unless it's a volunteer work. And so yes, it shouldn't be a mystery. It shouldn't be a mystery that it's either membership or or efforts, one way or the other. Ah, Chelsea, I didn't know Netflix has an ad version. So Chelsea says cheaper with ads, $4.99 for Netflix. It must be a new thing because the last time I subscribed to them, which is probably a couple of years ago, it was subscription only. So it's $4.99 for Netflix with ads. Okay, so they're getting both. They're getting a little bit of money from you for membership, and they're able to show ads as well. So they're getting money from the sponsors. Yes, it's a split in the middle. Interesting. And Chelsea says, I get it free with my mobile contract, and there isn't enough to pay for upgrade. Okay, yes, but you know, one way or the other, they have to get the funds somewhere. So they probably try to structure in a way that, you know, you have some options. But ultimately, yeah, it's... Right, so Jackie's having the split as well with Netflix. It must be a new new option. Maoja says, thanks for everyone for today. It's already midnight here. Good night. Nighty-night, Maoja. Oh, walk away. Are you making bread? Walk away says, I put some bread to bake in my bread machine. Now I'm back to stitching. How lovely. Baking and stitching are made in heaven. So you can enjoy that beautiful, freshly baked bread smell as you're stitching. How nice. Beck says, Tim Tam biscuit, which is a chocolate-coated double biscuit with chocolate cream in the middle. I'm trying to visualize it, okay? So it's biscuit. So the biscuits are chocolate-coated, double, and 2 pieces of chocolate-coated biscuits with chocolate cream in the middle. And you buy opposite corners of biscuit. When you say biscuit, right? And use it as a what? And use it as a straw and suck the coffee through it. Okay, this is, guys, this is slightly different operation here, okay? I have to highlight it. Okay, I need some explanations. Okay, so listen to this. Tim Tam biscuits, okay? We're learning new things here, okay, guys, when it comes to snackies. And double bisque with chocolate cream in the middle. So by biting off both corners, you turn it into a straw? How? Why would it... So it's hollow in the middle. You suck coffee through it. How about this, Bex? How about one bite of Tim Tam biscuits and have a sip of coffee? Wouldn't that be easier, darling? Yeah, seriously. That sounds like an Olympic sport. You have to practice daily in order to achieve. That's fantastic. Here we go. New snackies. Okay. And turn into straw and suck coffee through it. Oh, there's more, there's more. And Beck says, you then slam the biscuit into your mouth because it makes it soft. And so it's a different way of dunking, really, isn't it? Bex, why can't you just dunk the biscuit in a coffee and eat it? Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? Michelle says, if we were talking about commercials we hate, what about the pop-ups on Pinterest? I used to love to scroll through Pinterest. Now it's like taking beatings. Well, I look at Pinterest from time to time. Yes, there are ads, but they're not pop-ups. Depends. I think it's only if you are clicking on the posts, they're coming from websites. Then there are websites, adverts attached to websites. I don't think they're built-in adverts. I'm not sure. Yes. And also websites in general, it's pretty much unusable, isn't it? Any website, majority of websites, any free websites with contents like news sites, it's just full of adverts. That's just the way it is. It's a terrible way of generating profit. They need to come up with a new way because the user experience is down the bin because it's just not usable. You know, any kind of news sites, if you go, it's just pop up here everywhere, overlays. Jackie says sometimes sounds yummy, but a little bit aggressive. I know, it sounds like Olympic sport. You probably have to practice daily in order to achieve the slamming action. That's a lot involved for a snack. Ah, so Bex is having that split option for, is it Netflix as well? Lynn says, I don't need Netflix. I watch Yogi. Exactly. So much better, isn't it? And so diverse, Lynn, because we don't know, you know, every day is a new day. Every day we have different topics that we talk about, and every minute is a surprise. Who knows? We'll be talking about new snacks, Tom Tom Slam or Tim Tam Slam or something. Sarah says, tomorrow is my bread making day. Sarah, you have special day of the week that you made bread? So everything's planned for Sarah. Yes, and Sarah is doing a marathon, okay? 48-hour marathon, guys. All the aliens follow Sarah, okay? I think it's, I can't remember what date. It's on our Facebook group. So go have a look. And you can join in for the 48-hour marathon stitching extravaganza. I'm going to do this one first. Bex, I think you just dunk the biscuit in the coffee and just be done with it. I think that's easier, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to end this one here. There's a whole bunch of blue flowers here. I might move away from the blues for a little bit. Let me have a look. I've got some pink colors here. Here we go. Janine says Netflix has gotten so expensive. It used to be about $8 and now it's almost 20 between the Netflix, Amazon Prime, Lulu. I know. Yes. You have to pick and choose what you subscribe to. You can't do everything. And I had Netflix for a long time until a couple of years ago. I think maybe different regions have different content, but the UK version I just kept running into old stuff. They weren't really sort of adding new stuff enough for me to kind of be interested, so I kind of just never went back. 3350, and I have Amazon Prime as well, but I rarely, only few times a year I actually remember to even browse what they've got there. And now they're adding adverts as well, even though I'm paying membership. I'm kind of just not interested. 3350. 3350. And also, having watched YouTube on a regular basis, sometimes when I watch those kind of commercially made, professionally made documentary, it just feels very overproduced. It's almost like they do a lot of things that's just unnecessary, to edit in a way that's really annoying. 3350. Because sometimes you just want a good story, just go through the story, go through whatever it is, particularly documentaries. You don't need to do like fancy stuff with the editing. It's not a movie, just be honest and just tell the story. Lynn says, I made bread and it tasted like yeast. Yes, the bread aroma is mostly yeast. It's actually the flavor, the smell of the yeast. Joy says, Yogi, I keep hearing Netflix. Everyone, you say Netflix. Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be flicks, isn't it? Did I say Netflix? Maybe I did. It's flicks. Okay. DVD. Wow, that's something that you can only find in museums nowadays. I remember a while ago, I was having lunch with a friend of mine, and she was going through her house, just trying to get rid of clutters, things she didn't need anymore. And she actually had a DVD rack, like a vertical one, that you can put a lot of DVDs. And she was trying to sell it on, I think, eBay. Because on eBay, pretty much whatever you sell, there's always someone somewhere wants it. And with with that storage, you know, the DVD storage thingy, no one wanted it. Literally, no one wanted it. Because what do you use it for? No one's got DVDs. Same here. Walk away. I rarely watch the video content there. I just watch YouTube. Because the problem with kind of quote-unquote commercially made or professionally made content, they just add so much fluff, you know, the intro, the outro, the special effects, this, that, and music in and out. It was just so unnecessary. And actually a lot, when it comes to storytelling, you know, documentary type, factual type of content, YouTube is the best, because people just make, you know, a lot of the content creators just make in a way that's honest. Just focus on what it is rather than, oh, special effects, you know. Just so unnecessary. And I think that's why people stop watching TV, because it's just so dated. Hi, Laura. Oh, guys, I forgot to mention. I have a discovery, guys. We're talking about snackies, right? And different flavors. I discovered a new flavor, guys. I'm going to share it with you live here on Yogi Stream, okay? You hear it first. I discovered a new snack you can have at home, okay? Today, I had rice cakes, okay? Rice cakes spread with a layer of Marmite, all right? And then top the rice cake with Marmite with slices of bananas. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, it's a brand new snack for you. And it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. You know, if you like Marmite, oh, it works so well with a banana. I was surprised because I love Marmite and I eat bananas. And today, and I really enjoy rice cakes as well. But today I decided, I saw that jar of Marmite on the kitchen counter. I thought, well, what if, you know, if I spread a layer of Marmite and then put some banana on top of it, what happens? And it turned out I discovered a new combination, guys. Try it. 3350. 3350. It was delicious. 3350. Lona say top it with what, Yogi? Banana. Slices of banana. It's a Marmite banana rice cakes. Try it. Lizzie says all three things I hate. Maybe individually you hate all of them, but together you're going to love it, okay? Beg says, is Marmite like a Nutella or more like Vegemite? It's a version of Vegemite, or Vegemite is a version of Marmite. I think Marmite came first. Vegemite is kind of like Australian version of it. But I like Marmite first. I have tried Vegemite, and you can get it here. But I think Marmite is more intense. Really, Bex? You never heard of Marmite? That's where Vegemite come from, I think. Grace says Marmite doesn't sound appetizing to me, but try it. And I think if you do that on bread, it probably tastes different. But with rice cakes, because it's quite crunchy and quite airy, and Marmite is quite savory, okay, and it's got very unique kind of savory flavor. And banana is slightly sweet. Oh, so good. Try it, guys. Try it. I'll see you later, Joyce. Yes, it's more like Vegemite, but I think Vegemite is a little bit more mild. Laura, give it a go, okay? You'll like it. Don't knock it till you try it, okay? Oh, there you go, Bex. Bex says Vegemite and apple is a nice combination. It's probably similar. It's that savory, a little bit of sweet sourness, you know, and banana is, you know, is sweet. It works so well. Lola says, what's Vegemite? Oh dear. Yes, it's a thing. It's really hard to explain. Marmite is kind of an yeast paste, savory paste. That's, yes, it's very unique. It's kind of fermented, isn't it? I think. I love Marmite. Betty says, I've been told Vegemite and the other one are awful. Do you mean Marmite? No, Marmite is lovely. Try it. It's really intense. I love it. And it just worked beautifully with bananas. 520. Why? Grace says, for some reason, bugs come to mind when I think of Marmite. Why? No bugs are involved. Oh, nice and big here. I like hummus as well, hummus, but very different flavor. Michelle Fuller says, is there Marmite in the US? I'm sure there is. It's quite a known thingy. Give it a go. Maybe you can find it in the supermarket. You have to give it a try. It's a very special flavor. And it's great on toast as well, you know. Just spread it on toast. So Lizzie says, I prefer marmalade and cheese. That's interesting. That's a little bit similar, kind of sweet and sour together. Because cheese is, I presume, there's savory cheese. Or cream cheese, I don't know. Jackie James says, I love Marmite, especially on toast. Exactly, I love Marmite on toast. But for some reason, today, I've got this inspiration. I was looking at, you know, a whole bunch of bananas I've got, and I was eating rice cake. So I thought, well, how about that combination? And yes, a new flavor was born. It's beautiful. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. you need do not spread rumors? Marmite does sound like a bug. No, no, it doesn't. Stargazer sounds like the banana would be ruined. No, not at all, because bananas are a little bit creamy in texture anyway, and on top of really crunchy rice cakes, and that savory, that savory spread of Marmite. It's just perfect. Trust me, guys. Give it a go. But you have to find Marmite first. Laura's going for Team Time Slam. That's right, Laura. Yes, Marmite is kind of a byproduct of beer brewing. I'm sure there's they probably discovered that by accident. And Lynn says, Yogi, no Dolly. I know Dolly is neglecting her duty one more time today. Oh, she's just slacking. Yes, I think she's probably sleeping in the living room. Beck says another great combo is toast butter powdered milk with sugar on top. Wow, powdered milk like for babies. But only try when pregnant. Yes, I was about to say, because powdered milk, why would you have powdered milk in the house unless you have a toddler, like an infant? But then again, I think if you're pregnant, you probably eat all sort of strange things. Oh, it sounds like termite. No, no relations there, Sarah. Marmite is not a close, relative of termite, okay? Marmite is innocent. Jackie James says, I like rice cake, but you lost me when you mentioned bananas. Bananas are gross? What? Jackie? Banana is power food. Yes, I think, Jackie, if the bananas are super ripe, I don't like it either. So it has to be just perfectly ripe, but not overly ripe. I love bananas. It was really good. Seriously. Okay. One, two, three, four. Banana does not belong in beer. But Marmite doesn't taste like beer. I'm not a beer drinker either. I don't care for the flavor. But no, Marmite is totally different. Marmite is very yeasty, very intense. It's got that sort of very unique flavor. It's great on toast. And I think probably because Marmite is very intense, the kind of sweet mellowness of the banana really works well with it. I think that's what it is. Or maybe next time I can try rice cake, Marmite, and avocado. Oh, maybe that's what I'll try next time. Because the avocado is very creamy as well. I think, you know, flavors are interesting. They don't always make sense. You know, there's certain things just work together. Ginny says I use dry milk. Is that the same as milk powder, like for babies? So Ginny used dry milk when making bread. And she says, my mother also said you should always have dry milk in your cupboard in case your fridge dies. There's an apocalypse or something. That's what your mom's worry about. Oh, yes. I think when there's apocalypse, there are probably other things you need to worry about other than not having milk in a cupboard, in the fridge. But have you guys noticed, you know, those of you that play games, I know many of you play games, and those are movies as well. If you watch movies, why do we have so many games and movies about apocalypse? Particularly games. It's like every single game that you can think of. There's always an element of, you know, either post-apocalypse or the whole world is about to collapse. And or afterwards you have to, you know, find a new way of living. I'm always thinking, well, why is that theme so popular? And with movies as well, when it comes to sci-fi, there's all, you know, quite a lot of them is about what happens after something kind of happened to the planet and we have to find, you know, restart again. Why is that theme so popular? And they're always zombies. I remember during COVID, me and my partner, we're playing a lot of video games, you know, because we're just looking for kind of stimulations. And majority of the games, pretty much, it's all about fighting zombies after apocalypse of some kind. And the whole world is in tatters. I mean, you have to rebuild the world. Walkaway says books too, end of the world apocalypse themes. I'm just wondering why is it so why it's so popular, particularly for the recent maybe 10, 20 years, because I'm just looking back add maybe books or movies, sort of maybe 80s, 70s, or even 60s. The themes are more around kind of the future, science fictions. If you watch science fictions from that era, they tend to be more forward looking. They're kind of wondering about what future was going to be like. Whereas now we're kind of going, well, it's going to be the end of the world and everything has to be restarted. I wonder what that, what that means. Here we go. Beck says it makes us remember and appreciate what we have. So it makes us feel good. Really? Apocalypse. Susan says good news. If there's an apocalypse, most of us will have enough cross-stitch charts to last us. I know. The only thing, only things that are going to survive after apocalypse will be our webs. At least we won't, we're not going to be bored afterwards. And PPP, AAA, hello, welcome to the chat, says, I think War of the Worlds started it. War of the Worlds. And I think a general human race needs a bit of hope that we can survive no matter what comes. Yes, and it's interesting. And a lot of the kind of similar themed apocalypse or whatever, a lot of them to do with some sort of viruses, kind of took over and the world became a different place. And lo and behold, COVID came as well. It was very interesting. Janine says, but from my mom's point of view, I think it was the depression. She was not alive, then there was parents went through it. Depression as in historical depression, not personal depression. Beck says, the whole area you're stitching from the pink top to the red base is one whole cake. I think up to this point is the cake. I don't know what's going on down here. I'm trying not to, refer to the chart too much, to the markup too much. I kind of want to be surprised. But up to this point, I think it's a cake. And then there's a bunch of blue flowers kind of on the right here. And here, something is happening here. I like to stitch it and then find out. Maybe it's part of the cabinet, the display cabinet. 3779, 3799, 3799. Oh, wrong one. 3799. It's darker. Yes, and Walkaway's concern is the apocalypse will shatter all the glass in our framed finish. That's why, you can frame without glass. That's probably safer. Ginny says it looks like lava lamp. Yes, it's a little bit, isn't it? It could be, yes, with the top as well. Hang on. Let me show you this. The top of the lava lamp over here as well. The whole lot. It looks like a rocket, like a cake-based rocket. It's going to take off. It's going to take off to the space. Yes, maybe if I zoom out a little bit, it'll make more sense. Look. Yes, there's some sort of cake action going on there. See you later, Chelsea. Oh, I hope you feel better with the migraine. Yes, have a rest. Right, so you're referring to the Great Depression before World War II. Or is it World War I? I don't know. Maybe both. I think it's worse being depressed after a world war. Robin, hello. Robin says, as long as there's a cake or cupcakes in the world, all is not lost. Ah, yes, of course. They make you happy. I think, it doesn't take a lot to make us happy, is it? Let me just zoom in a little bit more to show you. So you can actually see, oh, that's really big there. I just want to show you these beautiful colors. Walkaway says Great Depression was in 1930s, right? But I think the Depression is referring to more the economy, isn't it? Not so much the people. Maybe they were really happy the war was over. And Solar says, Yogi, is it truly Europeans see World War II just as an event amongst many, a blip in time, so to speak? I cannot speak for the entire Europe. I think, every country might have different take on it. I don't know. I don't think people think it's just a thing. But a blip is really relative, isn't it? How far do you look back? How far do you zoom out from the history to, to decide how important World War II was, or any event really? It depends on where you're looking at it, your vantage point. And Betty Hankins says, Yogi, I was just wondering, are there mobile homes there? Mobile homes? Do you mean caravans, like moving homes? And when you say there, do you mean London? So you need to give me a definition of mobile homes. If you're talking about moving homes, it's not very common from my experience anyway. So I live in a big city, so maybe, you know, it's a little bit different. But I think if you're in a more sort of, you know, less city area, maybe it's a thing. But I don't know what a mobile home is. Lynn says, Yogi, my mom said, when they were kids, they used to laugh about man going to the moon. They used to laugh about it. Does that mean they didn't believe it? Oh, here comes the conspiracy theory. Dun, dun, dun. Did we actually go to the moon? Did anybody actually go to the moon? Yes, it's up for debate. Up for debate. Janine says, I live in a mobile home and I love my little place. Mobile homes are trailers. Trailers? Oh, you're talking about like in American movies. I have heard of the expression trailers, but I'm not sure what they are. Does that mean you can move them around? Do they have wheels? Can you drive them around? Are they like... Because if they're mobile, does that mean you can, you know, go to different locations and just live there? So it's a little bit like caravan, is it? If that's the case, no, it's not very common, at least in London. I don't think I ever seen it. But maybe in different parts of the UK, you have those, but I'm not familiar with it. Maybe Susan knows. I don't know. Susan's living a different part of the UK. Solar says to us, the US was a huge, big deal, but then this country is only 250. Oh, you're talking about World War II. I don't think anybody see World War II as just a blip in the history. I don't think so. It's a big event. I cannot really speak for anyone else, but so Betty says they're on wheels, but too long to move around. So can you move them around? Why are they mobile? So it's not. I've never seen it over here in London. Lona says they're motorhomes. No. So motorhomes are different. So motorhomes are more like caravans, are they? So the mobile homes have wheels, and can they be moved around to different locations like cars? Janine says they can have wheels, but most trailers are tied down to concrete slabs. So are they designated locations that you can park them, so to speak? So you can't just take them anywhere, like, you know, to someone's backyard or something. Lona says, I live in a double wide mobile home. Wow. So Lona, you're so does that mean you can move to different locations freely? So who decides where you can go? And do you have to pay rent for the you know, areas? Is it a little bit like camping? So in order to camp, some people, if you're not camping in a while, sometimes you can go to camping sort of areas. I don't camp, you can tell, so I have no idea what it's called. But, you know, where you can have water and electricity sometimes, like a designated area for camping, which is not really camping in my book, to be honest. 3799. Janine says my trailer is 14 feet by 70 feet. We have redone a lot and it looks like a house in the inside. So is it quite sturdy then? So is it kind of alternative housing or something like that? I'm just guessing. Oh, Jackie James says, we have mobile homes on the Isle of Wight, which is in the UK, and they mainly use for people to stay for holiday. Yes. So does that mean they move the house around, or they're kind of there? Yes, I can imagine that's for holiday purposes that you could do it. I know some people have really large kind of caravan, almost like a huge bus, and they just drive them around to different locations. But that's more like caravan, isn't it? Okay, let me do some more blue here. Whoops. 813, 813. And Beck says mobile homes are becoming popular home. They're fixed to the ground, but they can be easily moved. They're called transportable homes. Oh, I didn't know that you have those. So when you move house, do you move the entire the house with you as well? And can you keep everything? Oh, that would be really, really convenient. If you when you move house, you literally do not need to pack up. You just move the entire house to a different location. Can you do that? Is it possible? That'd be really handy, wouldn't it? Let me start from the top here. Because packing is a lot of work. Imagine you can just move the entire house to a different location. Hey, Marsha. And Marsha says, I've been popping in and out this morning as I'm doing housework because I have a visitors for dinner and just loving the variations of conversation that arises. Very interesting. I know, because, you know, sometimes being people dipping in and out of the stream, and every time you come in, you could be surprised by what we're talking about. Barbara says they're basically brought in once and stay there. Mine is 16 by 66, single wide. Right. So what's the advantage of having mobile phone? So not mobile phone, mobile home, and so is it just easy to build and maintain? And can you move the whole thing to a different location? If you decide to move to a different location, do you need to pack? That's my concern. It would be so great if you don't. Stargazer says mobile homes are full houses on wheels. When you purchase one, they're on wheels and they're pulled, not driven. Right, so you could move them around but not driving them, probably because they're quite large, aren't they? PPP says mobile homes are manufactured homes built on a facility, and they're then moved to their permanent location, which is usually a mobile home park or a piece of land someone owns. Right, so you could move the whole thing, the entire home, to a different location, I presume, if it's on wheels. That probably means you can reattach the wheels and then just move. I'm guessing. Yes, I presume. So Lona says it's strapped down and connected to water pipes. Yes, because you need to have water and electricity somewhere, so you can't just be anywhere. Because caravans, I can imagine, is probably, they probably get power and everything from, I'm guessing, petrol. But if it's not part of a car, then you need the power from somewhere else. See you later, Solar Winds. See you later. And Solar Winds, we're not here tomorrow, okay? But we're here double stream Saturday. So you can rent as well, so you don't have to buy. I see. And Jackie James says we're fixed to one spot and have electric and water plumb. So you have plumbing and everything. Interesting. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. I need to count. I don't know where I am. So it costs a lot to move it. So what happens if you need to move? Does that mean you rent another mobile home, or do you take the one you've got with you? If it takes a lot of costs a lot to move, then perhaps you just move house, really, the content of the house. So Grace is also living in a mobile home community. So there's a community. Bought the home, but also pay a space rent. I see. Okay, 3 beds. That's huge. 2 baths, laundry room. So that's an entire house. That's huge. So it's not like a tiny home. It's quite big. Three bedroom. Wow. So the homes, mobile homes can be quite big, really. So it's not really that mobile. Or maybe they kind of take them apart if they need to move the home. And is it quite safe though? So let's say if there's storms and whatever is going on there, like, you know, a few weeks ago, is it quite safe? Wow, so it's quite popular. Because in this chat alone, quite a few of you are living in a mobile home. Right, so Lola says it's the same size of regular houses. Does that mean they put multiple houses together? Well, I'm trying to visualize. So do they just put together multiple kind of spaces together to create more rooms? Because it sounds like it's really big. It's like a normal house size. Lona says it's not safe to be in them. I had a storm shelter put in the ground in my front yard by my porch. Whoa, what is a storm shelter? Is it like a special space that you can go in? So the house itself is not super sort of sturdy. Jeanine says they're safe unless there's a fire or tornado. Yes. I think most houses are probably, you know, a little bit shaky with fire. So it's not good with tornado as well. So what happens then? So they're probably not recommended for areas that have tornadoes and stuff. I'm thinking that wouldn't be sound. So it's probably more popular in areas that the weather, you know, at least a little bit more stable, because otherwise it's kind of dangerous. So what is it made of? If it's not bricks and mortar, is it the walls and stuff? What is it made of? Metal? Oh, it's made of concrete. Yes, that's a bit more sturdy than I thought. So not just metal. Wow. Lona says, if there's a fire, it would gut him 7 minutes. Really? That's a bit scary. So you have to be very careful when you cook and stuff. Wow. So it's really weak for fire. One, two, three. That sounds a little bit scary. There you go. Grace Hudson says they are delivered by a semi-truck, cut in half for transportation, then assembled. Oh, so they're like blocks, pre-made blocks together, and they kind of put them together into a house. That's very interesting. Right. So it probably has to be in areas that, you know, doesn't have extreme weather conditions too frequently, because otherwise it's probably not ideal. And let's have a look. It's 12:10. I'm going to pick the final color for this beautiful piece here. I'm going to go for... I've done a lot of blue today, so I might pick a green. Let me have a look. All right, then. There's a few stitches of green here. I see. Janine says they're made of wood, and usually, oh, is it made of wood? Then it's probably not great with fire, is it? And usually has siding like a house, but a lot of them are made cheaply, unless they're upgraded. They're made on top of a metal platform frame. Okay, so it's on a metal platform, you know, mostly made with wood. Right. And from the sound of it, Barbara says we're below zero. A lot here recently, and a lot of people, pipes are freezing. So is it good with, you know, cold weather? I presume that the heating is probably quite tricky, because it's probably quite hard to retain the heat. What's a flying skirting? New terminology. I'm learning so much. All right, then I'm going to pick this color. And this is my final choice today. 3345. 3345. Let me zoom in a little bit. Final bits here. So these are stitches over here. Stargazer says you have to wrap the pipes to keep them from freezing. How do you, what do you wrap them with? Blankets? Wow. Here we go. Barbara says that there's no heat underneath to keep the pipes warm. You have to use the heat tape. I don't know what a heat tape is. I presume it's the tape that keeps the pipes warm. Right, so there's a lot going into it. So, wow. Pipe insulation. Yes. That says I get raccoons under my house. Does that come with mobile homes? You get raccoons. They're quite cute, aren't they? So are you allowed to have sort of gas hobs for cooking, or mostly kind of ovens, electric ovens and cookers? I presume, you know, fire safety is probably paramount. All right, then let me do the last stitch here. It's beautiful green. Sounds quite fun. It's almost like kind of more sturdy version of camping. It's like because the tent could, you know, get blown off. So in London, housing is quite not very adventurous. You know, you buy or rent houses, and in terms of the type of houses, you can get flats like mine, like converted flats. There used to be houses get divided into multiple flats, mostly for, you know, because the families are getting smaller and quite a lot of people have no kids, so they're happy living in flats. And a lot of people probably, as soon as they have kids, they try to move to houses. They have to move maybe slightly more, you know, outer edge of London. It's a little bit cheaper, so they can get larger spaces. And the only kind of alternative living that I have come across is a colleague of mine when I was working, you know, those companies, and he was living on a boat. So there's an area in London called Camden Town, and there are canals, you know, nearby, and it's kind of running along that area a little bit. And what you can do is you can buy houseboats, and they're quite small, nothing like your trailers, sort of, you know, mobile homes. They're quite large. So it's literally, if you Google houseboats in London, they're literally just the size of a boat. And there's a kind of a living space in there. You can, you know, sleep, and maybe, is there a kitchen? I don't know. I've never been in one, but a colleague of mine decided to buy a houseboat instead of buying a house because, you know, it's a little bit cheaper. Not super cheap, but you know, it's probably cheaper than trying to buy a house in London. And so he bought that and kind of, you know, just live there, and you can move the boat along the canal from time to time. There are regulations you have to follow. But other than that, yeah, it's just, you know, for a bachelor, that's kind of an interesting place to live in. So that's the only kind of, slightly alternative way of living that I know in London. Otherwise, you probably pretty much start with just houses 3, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Oh, Grace Austin has posted a picture of, she says, I posted a community to show a mobile home. Yes, I love to see that. I'm learning so much. But it's nice to have alternatives, isn't it? Because living in London sometimes, as a person kind of working and renting is very, very expensive. And it's kind of money down the drain, isn't it? Because if you pay the rent, money just disappears. And it's very costly in London. So people are fighting to buy a house, but the houses are expensive. Not everybody, particularly if you just start off working, try to save up. And the expenses in London is not cheap either. Probably not as high as some countries in Europe. I think, maybe in Sweden and stuff, the living's higher. But they also get higher pay as well. So it's that ratio between, the cost of living versus the average salary, etc. So it's a struggle. Living is expensive in London. So, it would be nice to have some sort of alternatives. But yes. Oh, Chrissy says your mugs are cute. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Yes, we have merchandise, guys. Go under the store tab. You and click through the store, and you'll find our goodies. And so here we go. So today, this is what I've been working on, guys. And this is Little Cake Shops by Aimee Stewart, Heaven and Earth, of course. And what I'm stitching is a regular size, but max colors. Okay, and today, the last few sessions, I've been focusing on these little cakes there. They're so cute. And the colors are just so adorable. So adorable. And Betty says, what are the wages like in London? I have not looked recently for the average wages. I think depending on, if you're starting out, finish university and looking for the first job, it's really hard to kind of come up with an average. But I think if you're going for like working in a company, for instance, I think the basic wage would be something like maybe 24K ish, and from that onwards, I think it's hard to come up with an average, but somewhere there if you're starting out. So that's my understanding. I haven't checked the recent, numbers, but when I started out, in the beginning, yes, maybe about maybe between 22 to 25K. That would be a starting salary. Yes. So guys, I'm going to show you my app here because I want to share with you my stitch count. Okay, of course, every day is a new day. I'm very curious as well. So this is where I am. This is what I've gone so far with this piece. Okay, so I'm going to count to 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, not bad today. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Yes, today the total number of stitches I have done, amazing, is 273. Yay! Round of applause for Yogi. Not bad. Anything on over 200 is a shocker. Yes, I've done well. I think this way of stitching may be slightly faster, because I'm doing cross country, and I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Yeah, thank you very, very much, everyone. Yes, round of applause for me. Yes. Me. Yes. So tomorrow, just give you a reminder in case you don't know already. Fridays going forward until further notice. Fridays is our rest day. Okay, so spending a little bit time with Mr. Yogi as well, so he can stop moaning. Okay, just stop him from complaining all the time. No, he's very supportive. He's very supportive. But and also I teach a little bit late on Fridays as well, so I thought I'd make it rest day. But Saturdays going forward, we'll do double streams if we can. And this coming Saturday, we're gonna do a demo. Okay, I'm gonna do a nice demo for you. So come along, and we're doing Aimee style afterwards as well. Double stream on Saturday. So until then, be good and keep stitching. I'll see you on Saturday. Bye bye. Nighty night. Thank you all. Bye.